Previously on Lord of the Rolls.
Alright, hello and welcome back to Lord of the Rolls. We're on our second episode now. I'm your host, Oxfail Mage, the Game Master, and these are our players, starting from the left.
I don't know who.
That's you, Garrett. That's
Garrett.
Garrett.
Okay, sorry, I was looking at Discord, not Twitch. My name is Garrick, stream name Gutterwolf. I am playing a Beorning, the class Slayer. That is so particular because of an event.
Just go! I don't need your explanations.
And that's it for me.
Oh, well, we did it.
Cool. It's ya boy Jeremy, aka Josephus, aka Joe, playing Galadir, a elvish wanderer.
And I am Matameo to Isaiah. Catch me on stream. Gamertag generally Willy Matt. I'm playing Brunhilde Cantor, a woodswoman of Wilderland, who is also playing as a slayer.
Double Slayer. It's raining blood in here. Where do we leave up? Do you guys remember where we left off?
Alright, do you want me to do a recap?
Sure, if you want.
Alright, so we were basically local contractors for pest control in our small village, I believe it was south of Dale or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I lost all my notes.
We were contacted by a dwarf named Ungar, I believe, to go...
Uther, sorry.
Uther. So we were contacted by a dwarf named Uther to go and find out something about a mine. There was
a mine which none of you remember the name of.
It was Clear Spring Mine.
Incorrect.
Diamond
Spring Mine? Okay.
Still incorrect.
Dirty water mine.
Okay.
Keep going.
So,
Anyway, so we walked there. We had an encounter with spiders, which was odd.
Before we got there, though, we ran
north.
into another dwarf, remember? In a back alley, and he was super creepy, and he lived in, like, a fish barrel or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he was all like, mine used to be my pappy's, but Jimbo stole it from me. So, but here's a gemstone that opens up a secret back door.
Secret tunnel.
And if you get it back for me, I forget what he promised us, but he said just get it back for me and I'll do something. So, yeah, so we're gonna open up the door and
so we walked, we found a woman who was asking us for help, saying her kids had been plucked up into the sky. It turns out it was spiders.
You waited for details, I saved children.
That far north. Yep. We killed the spiders. Then we found two dwarfs that I think were drunk, if I remember correctly, because they just let us right into the tunnel.
I think they were very much beat up because they had just been fighting something, but I'm not sure. That's just kind of the gist I got. Hashtag chair stream. And so I think that's where we left off. We had just used the stone he gave us to get into the tunnel. Yeah.
And the names of the dwarves that we met were Gun and Dun, and they wanted to go back and meet their captain Funir, who was also in the mine tunnels that we just entered.
Fun times.
Oh goodness, I have no idea what voice to do for Brunhilde.
Oh no!
Nope.
I'm a strong woman. Strong, independent black woman. This is my voice now.
Suggestion for what I can model my voice after for a female character. Feel free to.
Girl, why are you acting so cray cray?
All hail the mighty Char. I don't know.
Oh, the mighty chair. It's the chair stream.
Chair. That's right.
Hashtag chair
drop
stream.
like a YouTube link if there's like, hey, you should do this voice, and I'll try to do that voice, because I'm at my wit's end. I do not have much experience with this.
Yeah,
Since Trevor's not in the chair, have you ever seen the video of Batman tries different voices?
Yeah. Yes.
He starts off with like this super high pitch, "Where it was because he was like, "Oh, bats, Sonic, squeaking, high pitch."
So, want to impress Trevor and just go straight into 100% role playing right now?
Or we could continue to mock the chair.
We could. No, we're not mocking the chair. We are honoring the chair.
Oh,
But anyways, guys, I think this is my voice. So I think the door's gonna open soon. What do you guys think?
no, we're at a loading screen right now. That ended with us opening the door.
I guess so, but we're still
I
talking in the
apologize.
background.
Did we meet the elves outside of the door?
There's no elves here. What are you talking
Sorry,
about?
dwarves.
There's dwarves. There's two dwarves. Dwarves are very different from elves.
Yes, they are. I know. I understand.
So,
I'm not a dwarf.
Lucy just got to my apartment, and she was walking up with some Wendy's. I went to give her a hug, and I totally knocked her like juice that she got onto the floor. So that's who I went.
Are the worst towards women.
Socially awkward pre-mess.
Where did Garrett go?
cigarette scarred voice.
Why are we doing cigarette voice? What the heck?
As Matt asked for suggestions on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, this is so good, Isaiah.
Voice.
What?
I think Garrick.
That's Garrick.
So what did Garrick
Well, I'm
want?
not mad right now.
What?
Yeah, that's where Garrick went. That's nice seeing him.
Oh.
There we go.
No, it's because I bent over to pick something up and I was off.
It
camera.
goes here!
Sure, I want to drink it.
Well, I want to drink it.
Got them up.
Everyone says hi.
Hi.
She says hi. I don't know why I said that. My mic's right here. You can hear her. Anyways, do we go through our overview? I might have walked away for a second.
Yeah, no
Yes,
problem.
we
We did. We made it in. We just opened the door and we're on the loading screen now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we are.
waiting
It's one of those Skyrim loading screens where it has like a little fact by the side.
What's
Yeah.
the little fact?
It didn't load this time because you have too many mods installed.
Oh, do I have that cool like bear Skyrim thing where it's a bear just whacking himself in
Yeah.
a helmet with a sword?
Yeah,
Nice,
that's all it is. And the fact is, sometimes bears wear helmets.
nice.
So, anyways, you're entering the mine.
With gun and done in tow. Yes.
No, I think they were hanging out. outside.
Gun and Dunn are too injured to come inside. They've both been shot
That's
Yeah,
right.
by
They
arrows.
were fighting.
Yeah,
they weren't drunk. They weren't sleeping.
No, yeah, no, they were. They said they were fighting the orcs, and they forced them out the back door, and then the door shut behind them,
Oh, that's what it was.
and that's why they couldn't get back in.
That makes perfect sense. Grabbing my magical dice.
Same. Let's just throw those everywhere. Why don't we?
Yeah, why don't we? So we get inside.
So,
what do we see?
You go through the door, right? And how it works is when you put the rune, that I forgot his name gave you.
Boombo.
Boombo, the dwarf. Did you guys mention Lord Sauron on his quest?
Oh, we forgot.
He has to go tell the sheriff all about the bad things. Anyways.
And he was heading the wrong direction.
Yeah, he ran the wrong way out of town. Yeah, so you take the runestone and you put it into the crevice in the rock, and when you do, it kind of lights up, and you turn it, and it like the rock wall kind of like pushes back and then pushes in, and the runestone ejects back into your hand before the door like opens.
Solid.
And inside's a dark corridor, so you guys are walking through the corridor into the mine.
How dark?
Very.
I will take a torch out of my traveler's pack
All right, cool.
and use flint and steel to light it.
I feel like only one of you should have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I think I do.
Are you a dwarf?
Do I? No, I'm not. I don't.
I think only dwarves have it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And most monsters, but who cares about them? No dark vision for you. So you travel down. Garrick lights his torch, so you have about 20 feet, I think it is, for fire. In front of you, behind you, whatever. It's you guys have to walk in a single file because it's a very small hallway. You get to the end of the corridor, and there's another like wall, with a similar engraving as the wall on the outside.
I think we're supposed to put the gemstone in it. I take the gemstone out of my cloak and put it back into
Kind
the
of.
thing.
segue aside so he has room to get past me because we're single file.
He can't just hand
Oh,
it to
you
you.
were in the front. Okay, I see how it is.
He has the torch. Yeah, you get in the back. I don't want to see anyway.
The torch being in the middle seems like the best idea.
No.
Moving forward, maybe.
Yeah, then you can burn either person. Nonetheless, I take the gemstone out and put it into the crevice.
Perhaps, Orbolf, you should stay in the middle since you are holding the torch.
Anyways,
Okay.
same dealio happens. The door. I'm getting drug money. That was drug money. Yeah,
I'm
so
taking over
the
DMing.
door. Yeah, same thing. The door kind of pulls back, goes in, releases the runestone back into your hand. So you have it.
Cool. I grab it.
You walk out, and you're actually at a intersection. One hallway going left, one hallway going right, one hallway going forward, and once all three of you are out, the door kind of just closes again.
Okay.
So
okay.
your back's to the wall now.
And the runestone is no longer glowing.
No.
Okay. I don't. Which way should we go? Did we get any instructions from anyone? I don't think so. That lady just told me about a pie, which should be amazing, but I don't think she told me anything else.
I'm going to use perception in this one. Yeah, perception. To try and identify the guy. Gun and Dunn said there were orcs in here. I'm going to listen for the sound of orcs because they're not exactly quiet individuals. That's a 19.
Oh wow, that's good. So the path straight in front of you and the path to your right are both relatively quiet. But the path to your left, you could hear a little bit of echoing. You can't tell if it's rocks falling, like stalactites breaking and falling from the ceiling, or if it's the shambling of boots.
I turn around, look at the other two. Well, boys, orcs ain't exactly quiet, so I say follow the noise.
Never mind.
What?
Let's go.
No.
So
Role playing.
Airwolf awkwardly stares at Brunhild for a moment and just kind of. And then shakes his head.
So, do we know how many orcs there are? Oh wait, we're supposed to rescue that guy. Okay, maybe we should go. Good idea. Let's go left.
good talk.
Role playing.
So you go left and you walk for, we'll say about
2 feet.
no, we'll say you walk through for about 10 minutes. And the sound, every time you seem to be getting closer to it, it becomes more distant. So whatever it is, it's moving away from you. You walk down the corridor, and then you kind of hook a right, because it's the way it goes. And as you're going down this new corridor, you see a room. You see doors, right and left, right and left. It's kind of like pathway, like room, like walls, and then door here. And these doors are all like sealed, like they have big wooden planks on the outside of them. And then you see one on your left that doesn't, and the door's actually kind of slightly cracked open.
I crack it open a little bit more and peek in.
Give me a perception check.
19. Wait. Yeah, 19.
Can you guys stop cheating?
Goodness.
So
Let me make sure is that a 5 or an 8? That's a 5. Never mind. 16. It's in really cool script. Blame the PDF.
Anyways,
So I would like to roll a riddle check.
a whittle.
Okay.
Riddle.
Where are you trying to find a riddle where there is?
Are you whittling? Or are you riddling?
No.
a whittle check?
I would like to make a duck.
I say, hey Galadir, when is a door not a door? I rolled a 5, by the way.
I'm just gonna roll a riddle check too. Okay, I got about the same. I don't know.
It's not how numbers work. You either got the same or you did it.
Because the door's open a little bit.
Ha! I like that one.
Are you guys actually making pun checks?
No, it's a riddle.
I didn't get it. We keep going.
Turns
So-
around.
There's nothing in the room. There's no creatures.
Brunhild.
There's no creatures in the room. No nothing. So you proceed
Okay.
into the room. I'm imagining.
No. I take a little rock and throw it into the middle of the room.
Oh, a shark eats it. Oh no, there's sharks in the room. No, there's nothing in the room. It's empty.
Okay,
It's
making
dusty.
And has one pebble in it.
Has what? Oh, yeah, it has one pebble in it too. But as you
Made an
open
impact on the world.
it almost looks like a meeting hall, I would say. There's two very large bookcases running down the left and right sides of the wall. On the back wall, there's like pieces of paper kind of stuck to the wall, maps, coordinates, things like that. And there's this big wooden table with big wooden chairs in the middle, and it's just covered with like books, paper, goblets, things you would imagine to see in a room of people planning either a mining expedition, a war, something like that.
Huh. Okay. Who was it that could read Dwarvish again?
None of you.
Oh, none of us? Really? Okay. Well, does this look like Dwarvish? Do orcs have a written language?
Yeah, it's called Dark Speech.
Oh, okay. Does this look like Dwarvish or Orcish to you?
I think you can make a knowledge check for that.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
You
Okay.
You would know if it was dark speech by whether it made you physically uncomfortable to look at.
Meh. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, I mean, unless the threshold to beat was 0.
Well, nope.
Okay, not
Yes.
in that one, but
You
one.
look at the walls and they don't hurt your eyes.
Cool. I'm immune to dark speech now. So you guys want to? I asked you a question. Can you move your mice, roll some dice?
Lucy
Everyone
is
could
being amazed by Matt's like backing out background thing.
Right? It's cool.
She's just sitting here like, what is that?
Shut up, Trevor.
Anyways.
I'm gonna roll an insight check. I assume that's what I want to roll. 12.
Wait.
Understanding.
Oh, the language? You know Elvish and you know Common, right?
I mean, I live in the woods, so I kind of know.
I'm gonna say you've seen what
I know
Elvish.
Elvish.
I'm gonna say since you've seen what
I don't know.
Elvish script looks like and what Common script looks like, you know it's not that, and you know it's not Dark Speech. So by process of elimination, you're thinking it might be Dwarvish since you're in a Dwarvish mind. Yep, it's Dragon Tongue. Got me again. You guys solved
what
my
do you-
Dragon Tongue puzzle.
Good riddling.
Good riddling. Oh, hold on.
What do you think? What about you, Wait, what's your name? Urberf.
Urberf.
Airbolt.
Airwolf. There we go. So what do you think?
I don't recognize it in the tongues of men, and well, beyond that, I can't say much.
Brunhild?
I'd assume it's the dwarvish script.
Garrett, give me
Okay.
a perception check
Doesn't
while you're
look like
doing this.
Elvish or any
Ew,
map
gross. 8.
tongue.
An 8?
Yes.
Okay, so you hear the sound of boots rushing towards your door. I'm guessing how it is Joey is further into the room because he is looking at the things, and Matt's kind of behind him like, I don't think that's Elvish, and Joey's like, I know to speak dark speech, apparently. And since I'm going to say you're closest to the door, we'll put action on you. Also, I want to give a shout-out. Thanks for the sub, Wolf King. You're the man.
Woo!
Slowly becoming my new favorite person.
Super sick.
Mostly because he likes So Sleeper.
So,
Yeah, normally Pennywise would dance right now, but I have that shut off for this.
So,
So it doesn't
On-
scare us more than it normally does.
one question before I react: how close are these boots?
They're coming down the hallway from the opposite direction that you came down.
And did the door creak when we opened it?
Yes.
Okay. So I attempt to close the door a little bit to make it look like it was, just like it was slightly ajar. And I get there and I get their attention. I go, sorry, I gotta remember your names. Brunhild, Galadir, shh, and point to the ear to listen out the door for the boots coming.
I take up my bow, aimed at the door. Prepare to fire if if any orcs appear there.
Gotcha.
As I close the door and let them know, I position myself on the back side of the door, so if the door opens up, I'll be behind it.
Okay. Matt?
I grab the hilt of my axe and ready myself in a crouching position.
Okay, so, the sound
Do
grows...
you still have your torch going?
Yes, left hand, broadsword and right.
Okay, kind of hidden behind the door so the light doesn't shine out everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you hear the noise still coming down. Did you say you left the door ajar or did you close it?
I left it ajar because it was slightly ajar when we found it.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is you're behind the door, so you hear the steps keep going, and you hear talking, but you can't really make out what it's saying because it's down the hallway from you. And you see one arm and the shoulder of something come through the door and go to push the door out of the way, and it opens the door, and it's an orc in shabby armor, no helmet, carrying a sword, looking frantic, and he's kind of just running into the room.
Nice.
I believe that triggers.
My
I
prepared
believe that
attack.
triggers Galadir's prepared attack.
Cool. Solid. Oh, wait. Is that a... Okay, I need to learn how to read. 18 to hit.
18 to hit. That's a hit.
Okay. Dealing 4 damage.
Okay, so he kind of bursts through the door, and because he's wide open, you just boom right in the shoulder, and it pushes him back through the door.
Oh.
And you hear the steps of more of them coming.
Oh.
I attempt to slam the door shut and see if there is a lock or something I can brace it with.
Was there a chair in this room like people were planning things?
Yes.
I grab a chair
a
and
meeting.
slide it over towards Arable.
Ooh, good thinking. Okay, so what happens is the orc stammers backwards. Garrick slams the door, and then the chair kind of slides up to him, and he grabs it and just shoves it against the door.
Is there
And
another exit?
I hope so.
I don't think so.
you don't see one.
I start searching for another exit.
So, okay, so
Walk over to the meeting room table and flip it.
Okay.
So we have something to hide behind if there's archers.
it's huge. By the way, the
Oh,
meeting room
it is?
table
Okay.
is like a long table with
How
like
many pounds?
it has 18 to 20 seats by it, and it's made out of solid redwood.
How many pounds?
Probably like a good 4,000.
Hang on. I have this
Use
on my character
levers.
sheet.
I lied. It's made out of
Use
stone.
a
I forgot.
chair.
I forgot they were dwarves. It's made out of stone.
Okay.
Oh,
Never mind. I
It's
wanted to-
built into the ground.
that's very different.
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna Joe. Can you do something for me? Give me another perception check while you're frantically
Yeah,
looking
sure.
for an exit. I imagine you just
Okay,
kind of like
let's see.
you go. We have to get out, and turn and just start attacking the
Yeah.
bookshelf.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like...
got you. Okay.
Yeah, I actually pulled down one of the bookshelves.
Okay, yeah.
11 perception.
11.
There's no
Okay.
build shop.
So you all hear the banging against the like. First, you hear a bunch of banging from outside, and then you hear the banging against the door, and then Joey's like, "I need to escape," and he grabs a book, and when he pulls on it, one of the shelves kind of pops, and like opens. But then you hear a crashing.
Bookshelf.
Into the door, like a breaking of the door, and you see the chair starting to move away. And I'm gonna say that like Joey's kind of against the bookshelf. He's like, "What the heck was that?" Max like readying his weapons. Garrick's readying his weapons, ready for them to come through the door. And then you all see just an orc come flying through the door as the door slams down and smashes against the table and kind of like slides down the table and falls off. And it has a dagger in its chest.
Whoa.
And then out in the darkness, you see another one fly into the room, and you hear, "Holy hell, how many are there?" And you hear another one fly through. smashing into the wall, and a third one flies in, and then you see this dwarf walk into the room. And if you didn't know, you'd think this was just a man in super heavy armor. He's the biggest dwarf you have ever seen. And he's carrying an orc by the head like a bowling ball and just dragging him into the room with him. He's massive. He has giant armor on. He has giant gauntlets on. He has a big book tied to his side. He has a huge hammer that's super decorative. He has what you think is probably bear fur all over his armor. Like, it's weathered, and it's made to withstand cold. And he's wearing a helmet that is almost Gondorian in its look because it has the feathered wings on it.
Totally shocked silence.
Yep.
Just mouth open, going.
So, yeah, he...
I keep frantically trying to scramble at the bookshelf.
He comes in and he drops the orc body just down and looks at you and went, "Ah, you're not orcs."
No.
Is that in character?
You're not either. Near?
Last time I checked, no. Did you say it?
It's a huge dwarf.
Garrett's like in awe and shock.
It's Beowulf.
He lays his hammer down on the table and he goes, "Funfair, captain of the Sacred Watch. Where's my daggers?" And he starts going around and pulling daggers out of different orcs that are dead and around the building.
Wow.
Do I find anything else in the bookshelf?
So
Oh, wait. You fun fear or fun year? How did you say it?
it's
Funfair.
Funfair. Funfir.
Gun and Done sent us. They made it out the back passage. They're wounded, but they're okay.
Oh, they crawled away and licked their wounds. A few arrows and, "Oh, we gotta go outside."
I suppose that you could characterize them that way, yes.
Awkward stared silence again.
He goes, "You want to see a real wound?" And he kind of just pulls up his shirt to show an open just gash in his side. And he goes, "That's going to need a stitch or two." And he puts his shirt back down and continues to gather his daggers.
Galadir, what have you found?
I don't know. I haven't been told. I've kind of.
Did you pull open the part that like popped
Oh
out of the
yeah,
wall?
if something popped out, then I pulled it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm actually going to send you all this.
Okay.
Are you sending it in the Discord?
Yes.
I've also calmed down a little bit by this point. I realize, I guess, that that's not a giant orc.
So,
So
yeah. Shaking my head, kind of like regathering myself. Like,
Actually, I'm not going to send this through Discord because I can't. Because I'll lose the video.
Oh.
And that's not what we want to do.
so
So I'm going to send this into the Facebook group. This is written on the wall. And I want you to have it because it's a riddle and you have to figure it out. And if I just read it to you, you're going to say, "Oh, what's that mean?"
Got it.
That's how everyone talks to me all the time.
But we all sound like that.
so
You guys obviously have never heard yourself. So, there you go.
I asked
Cool.
Fun Fair, what is going on? Why Fun Fair? Why are all the orcs attacking? What's going on here?
I imagine that they're here the same reason I am. The pure springs dried up, and now there's access for everything in here. It's not safe.
Well, are you saying it was flooded before? Is that what you mean?
No.
No. Okay.
The spring,
springs
the elvish water that protected this armory.
Oh. We weren't told about that.
If that dwarves in Dwarvish, how do we read it?
It's not in Dwarvish, my bad.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's just
It would
written
have
on
been in
there.
Dwarvish if we could read it.
Yes, if you could read it, it would have been there.
Do you want me to give you
Also,
something
after that,
side real
I
quick?
want everyone to make a perception check after they read the door. And yes, if you'd like to try to heal him, you can. He goes,
Cool.
"Ah, haha, sure."
Nice. Okay, just
15
medicine
on
check.
perception.
18 on medicine.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh, nat 20 on perception.
nice. So you kind of wrap him up, and he seems slightly-ish healed.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just putting some
He's
leaves on
he's
there.
very thankful for it. He's like, a woodland folk who knows how to use a needle. I heard you were all women, and I guess it's right.
He's a. I'm a. Never mind.
He doesn't know. He's a big fat dwarf. Anyways,
Airbolf kind of leans into Brunhild and goes, "He's a dwarf. Don't expect anything."
Racism.
racism. So you got a nat 20, you said?
Yeah, I'm perception.
Most of the books that you were throwing off the shelves were very dusty, destroyed, old, stuff like that. There's one you threw off that almost seemed hollow, and you remember throwing it on to the big table as you were tossing books frantically.
Okay.
As you turn around to find it, you find a book called Thorn Oakenshield and the Burglar Underhill. And if you'd like to, you can search and read it.
Definitely. Who wrote this book?
There is no author written on the book.
Ah.
It just says those words on the front of it.
Who was the editor? no.
Where was a publicist?
I opened it up. You said
I
it
need to
seemed
AMA
hollow.
format this.
Yes.
APA.
Cool.
I was reading Isaiah's comment of that. Never mind, we're done. Anyways, you open it up, and there's no book. It's actually just a case, and in the case is a piece of parchment, like wrapped over and over and over, something in it. So you
Okay.
take that out, and you open it up, and it's a message. I'm going to send it to the group again because it's a long message. From whoever wrote this book to the person who held it. So there's that. And after you unroll the entire thing, there's a key in the middle.
Till I see again.
Oh my.
Okay. Oh, and there's a key in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's probably the key to Bilbo's heart.
Key to my heart.
So I grabbed the key.
Should we read this out loud so the people?
You can.
Oh, that's
That's
a good
why
idea.
that's why I'm sending it
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
guys.
Guys, oh yeah, we probably should have read the riddle
Alright,
too.
so the door
Yeah, you read
read
the door. I'll read the thing.
from the land. There was a door behind the bookshelf, and etched around it was from the land of holes to the mountain holds. There and back, the party roams.
And as I open the book, I find the parchment. I open the parchment. I open the thing. I read. There and back again, with my dearest of friends, from home in the ground to the slopes of pure hell. We went from here to there and came back around. I'll miss you, my friend. I'll remember you till the end. Until we go around again, there and back where we began. Bilbo.
And within it is an extremely dwarvish looking key. It's big, it's bulky, it's runic. And there is a hole on the wall where the riddle was placed.
Oh, slam that like button. I put the key into the hole. Oh, and turn it too. I do that too. There's weird stuff happening in the chat.
I might have forgot to write down what the loot was. Oh, I know what the loot was. Never mind. So
My sound is broken.
you open the door. So you put the key in, you turn it, and it actually ports in the middle like that into the walls. Oh, that was weird. I just got a message or something. That's gonna go away now. And it ports in the middle, and inside is a big leather pouch. And next to it, a rolled up parchment.
Okay. I open up the other parchment.
On it is in common. On top, it says, "For all who can read, deed to Pure Spring Mine." And then underneath is just tons of dwarvish going all the way down. And on the bottom, it has a bunch of seals and a bunch of signatures.
Nice. I toss the leather pouch to.
Like I plugged in my phone to try. There we go. I plugged in my phone to charge it, and I just lost audio
All right.
on my
Well,
Discord.
Wait,
Like,
perception
Hashtag.
roll. I can see Matt again.
yay!
So let's get back to the game.
I can't see Matt. Time to leave, Isaiah. That's why I come to the stream too, though. It's okay. Okay, so you find
I look
the
at
deed to
Galaxy.
Pure Spring.
I look at Galdir. What did you find?
Oh, I tossed you the other thing, so you can open that up, and then I'll tell you what I found.
The leather pouch.
Yeah.
It's full of
I-
gems and gold.
Wow. Cool.
My eyes kind of bug out, and then I just go. I close the pouch and I put it in my pack.
It also has a name on it. Engraved on it. And I bet
the name is?
I bet you can guess whose name that is.
Bill Boy Baggy Pants.
Whatever the dwarf's father's name was that I totally forgot because I never wrote it down. I made it up on the
They were
spot.
all
I think his name was
Uthar.
it was Uthar, Luthar, and like
Ungar?
Ungar. That was it.
Uther and Undar. Like,
So Uther we found first. Uthar is his father.
Uthar, that's who it is. It says his name like literally branded into the front of it.
and Ungar was the one who hired us.
Yes. That was his that's the person you talked to's uncle.
Okay.
Okay. So Finner says after like Joey bandages him up and he continues gathering his stuff. Well, why are we standing here? Continue. Ah, yes.
Sure. Why
Go
not?
kill
You are
the
here to
orcs.
you're here to get into the armory, correct?
Something of
No.
the sort. The
Yes,
back
that's
room.
what it was. I actually forgot why we were here.
That's not why you're here.
No, that's not why we're here. We're just
What am I
supposed to go check
into the-
go
going-
check out the mine from the original guy and get the deed for the second guy. We have done both of those. We could just leave,
We got
but
the deed.
we have this guy who I think could take just about anything, so we're good. If we find Smog 2 the sequel, then we'll be fine. I'll take him. So I hope that helps you side. I found I kind of whispered this. I found the deed here. Here we go. I found it.
I look back at him and go, "This has his father's name on it."
It does. So I think he was telling the truth. Fish barrel guy was right.
He was eating apples. I don't know where you got fish from. Fish
I lost
barrel.
all my
guy.
notes. I'm sorry. They're in New Hampshire.
I'll go get them.
Nice. So I think we might as well get to the armory, though. It doesn't hurt. This guy's probably gonna take like half of it, but
I certainly
Meh.
would spend. Wouldn't mind spending. Yeah, we should stick with him.
Something about the mine.
Oh.
sure. Let's keep going.
Okay, so he leads you out of the room, and he goes up towards where the orcs came down from, and he goes like you round another bend, you see a bunch of more like locked up rooms, and he goes, "Mine? Did you call this place a mine?"
That's
I
what
might
it
have
is.
mentioned that in passing. Yes.
mine.
They've never mined for anything here. Who told you it was a mine?
We were told the name was Clear Spring Mine.
It's called Pure Spring Mine.
Pure Spring.
It was only called that to
Pure Spring
distract
down on
people.
the back of the hand.
Please write it down somewhere because none of you can remember it.
Distract them from what?
Diamond clear mine. Okay, got it.
It was to make them think it was a mine. This was a bastion against the shadow in ancient days. We planned rebellions here. We planned fights here. We used it to transport heroes from spot to spot. And he enters into a bigger room, and I think you're going to get the idea on why it's called Pure Spring Mine now, because on where you're standing, you can see the room, and there's a bridge that crosses a gorge, and then the other side, and to the right is a glistening, dimly glistening, not super bright, but glistening waterfall just pouring down, and you can see it glisten all the way down to the bottom, and you can see where it empties out, and you can see the dim light like coming up from it, from the bottom of the gorge. And he says, at one time this shone brighter than the sun, and the river beneath you can be seen from outside the mine. It scared away the chateau, but now the water's grown dim, and the shadows lurk back. And almost on cue as he says that, you realize that there are creatures on the other side of the bridge coming towards you. Oh. And he goes, ha ha! And he readies his hammer.
How wide is the bridge?
Oh my.
I would say it's not super wide. It's enough to fit 3 people breast length across. So it's not huge, but it's enough to fit like a wagon across it.
I'm assuming because we've seen from the movies, dwarves have no interest in putting railings on.
Oh no, not at all. It's just a big arc.
So I fire as many arrows as possible before they get.
So you fire 1 arrow.
Okay, cool. Oh, nat 20.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he grabs his hammer. And he's like, "What are we waiting for?" And you hear boom from behind him, and an arrow just flies and smacks one of them in the head and straight up kills him. I'm giving you like total crit. It's dead. Like surprise round 4 times crit, headshot through the eye kind of thing. He goes, "That's the spirits!" And he starts to charge towards the bridge.
I toss my torch down on the ground because I'm assuming there's enough light from the.
Yeah, you can
water.
see around them easily enough.
Okay. Yep.
So
In charge.
initiative.
Initiative.
I have to get my little pad.
Initiative is just plus dex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 18.
Nice. I have 14.
That's what I had before I added my dex.
I had 12 before I added my dex, and
Wow,
I have
you really
12
min-maxed.
after.
The 2 different types of Slayer.
All right.
Okay, so it's gonna go Funfair, Garrick, Joey, Matt, and then the orcs. And he straight up just charges across, and he just runs straight like up to them and just swings his hammer and takes one down into the gorge. And he starts shouting something in Dwarvish, and I think you're kind of happy you don't know what Dwarvish is, because these might be Dwarvish curse words.
No, not my ears.
Not my pure virgin elf ears.
Oh my god.
Christian Beam Stream.
I am no elf.
Garrick's turn.
Alright, I'm going to, since I had such success with it last time, just launch a spear at the nearest goblin, or orc, or whatever it is.
Okay.
Because... Alright, sweet. So that's a 19.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Okay, so that's a d6 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 6.
Okay. So just the pure weight of your spear, since they're kind of on the bridge, we're gonna say you hit it, and it just kind of like sunk into him and just took him right off the bridge, and he fell down into the gorge.
No, my spear!
Joey's turn.
Okay, I shoot another arrow. 18 plus 5, 23 to hit.
23? It's a
Yeah.
hit. Yeah, definitely it's a hit.
Okay. Then I deal 4 damage.
4 damage. So we're gonna say you hit one that's across the bridge. You're kind of like trying to snipe the ones in the back row.
Mm-hmm.
So you did 4 damage to one of the ones. My pencil just broke. One of the ones behind the rest. So we're actually gonna say that you hit one of their archers and you hit him in the arm. So he kind of like recoils and holds his arm and falls back.
Yeah, take that.
Matt's turn.
Nice. Well, I charge forwards to fight next to Foonfear. And I attack, and I roll a 8. I swing with my great axe.
Yeah, so you run up with your great axe, and you try to do what he did, but you just straight up miss and almost lose your balance.
Oh no.
And he goes, it's okay. Women can't use large weapons. He's a sexist, racist dwarf.
Yeah, most of them are.
Other words, he's a dwarf. Then
Is
it goes...
he transphobic too, because he called Joe a woman?
He called... Yeah, he did. He's old. He doesn't have his dwarf glasses on. Oh, no, he said, because Joe knew how to use a needle, that he must actually be a woman. Yeah, that's what he said. So the orcs are going to take a turn. One's going to swing against... Again, it's not... It's a 2. One charges up to Matt right after he takes his swing, and he's wielding a shield and a sword, and he just kind of like hisses and just violently swings his sword at you, but very clumsily swings his sword at you. And I'm imagining that a 13's a miss.
No, I think that is a hit.
What are you?
I'm a slayer. Shoot, I didn't go into fury. What is wrong with me?
A lot of things.
Yeah, only as a bonus action. Okay, whatever.
Knew it. Did you get hit?
Do I have a shield? I don't have a shield. Yes, I got it.
Okay, you take 2 damage. It's not that great. He just kind of slashes at you. And then I'm just gonna roll 3. Joey, what's your AC?
15 currently.
Okay, so 1 of 3 arrows hits you. They kind of just...
Ouch.
And then the third one just kind of... It nicks you. It barely hits you kind of thing. And it deals 2 damage.
Okay.
Air both.
Okay, so 2 more from like the back come towards the bridge, and they're like behind the one that just attacked Matt. So there's 7 total. 1 of which is falling back. 3 of which are archers, and then 2 on the bridge in melee form. Okay.
All right.
And it goes top of order. Funfear first. Yeah, I don't know why I even roll for him. He's pretty strong. He actually just takes the like handle of his axe and whacks the one next to him that attacked you in the head, and it just falls over the other side of the gorge. And he goes, "That's how it's done!" Rawr! And then he charges towards the other 2 on the other side of the bridge. And then it goes down to Garrick.
Out of anger and losing my favorite spear, I enter Battle Fury.
My great grandma's spear.
And I charge straight down the bridge with my empty hand, and my intention is to grab one of them by the head and just throw them off the bridge.
Yes.
So that's probably a strength check, right? Or
Is there a grapple?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's grapple. It would be a grapple check though, which is it's
Alright,
strength.
and Fury
skill.
gives me advantage on that, correct? I just checked that.
I think so.
Battle Fury, you have advantage on strength checks.
Mm-hmm.
And grapple is technically a strength check, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 16.
Okay, so you run right up to the one of the 2 that were coming up towards Matt, and you literally just put a hand around his throat, a hand under his breastplate, and go, "For Grandmama's spear!" and just toss him off the edge, and he goes flying down into the gorge.
As he goes flying down, I kind of look over the edge and go, "Ah!"
Shout as loud as I can. It's my favorite skill. Okay, guys, I need to know where this came from. I've been sitting in this chair for 5 days, and I just found this next to it. Literally out of nowhere.
Is that the tube that was in our apartment for the longest time?
It's a poster tube.
The vape tube?
Oh yeah, Matt used to poof and like snipe people with it. I broke one of those once. I got angry. He kept sniping me. Anyways.
Anyway.
I shoot another archer at work. Oh,
Okay.
8.
8. You barely miss. It flies and kind of wobbles and right off the ground. Matt.
Should have scatter arrowed.
Okay, Hanzo.
Well, Brunhild collects herself, then upsets herself, enters Battle Fury, and asks like this, and charges at the remaining. I went to grab a dice, but I don't have dice. Charges at the remaining orc on the bridge, and rolls a 11 on the attack. I
Nice.
believe.
Okay, so you hit.
11 on attack. Cool. And for damage, here you are, Mr. D12. Oh, that was lame. Hits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 points of damage.
It's not too bad. Yeah, so you kind of just run into him, and then you take your spirit and just kind of boop right into his side. And he screams in pain, but he doesn't fall down dead.
Meh.
And then it goes to Orc's turn. There's 3 archers left, and the one that Matt's fighting. Okay, fine. Whatever, the archers can't roll over a 6, I guess. The one that Matt's fighting is going to grab the axe that's stuck in his side and just kind of slide it through him so he can get closer to Matt. So he just drops his sword, grabs the axe, pulls the hilt towards him, and grabs you by the shirt and just starts shouting in black speech.
That's very disconcerting.
Yeah, it's scary, right? So you don't really roll against that, but you take 1 point of shadow because you're watching an orc mutilate himself and also being exposed to black speech. So make sure you write that down.
Yep, I have 1 shadow now.
Wolf am I, wolf am I, wolf in shadow.
Shadow. Wow, that's scary.
So
No, shadow I think is better because I'm not something. I'm more like the absence of something.
shut up. Funfair goes, none of this gibberish. And you just see a dagger come past your head into its head. And he pulls it out, and the black blood just gets all over your face. And he's like, is this your first time? Not mine! And he goes past you towards the archers. So now, Garrick, Joe, Matt. So if you haven't read how Shadow works, I'm just going to throw this out there now. It affects the way your character is going to act. There's no alignment system in Lord of the Rings, because everyone's innately good. You can't play an evil character. But if you do things that are evil, you'll begin to take shadow. Or if you witness atrocities that are evil, you'll begin to take shadow. If you're exposed to black speech, you'll begin to take shadow. The more shadow you take, the more likely you would be to make a evil decision. Think Bowermere.
You as a slayer have the curse of vengeance. You're going to start getting more and more unnecessarily violent as you take shadow points.
That is correct.
Yeah. But kind of think Bowermere, because Bowermere started with a good intention and then did something wrong, allowed greed to overtake him, and in the end, he attempted to kill Frodo. But it wasn't like his final act, and he saves Merry and Pippin. So Shadow doesn't make you evil, you'll just be more prone to doing an evil act. And as the DM, or the lore master, or whatever you want to call me, there are times when things happen, if you've taken so much shadow because of X, that I might kind of influence the way you react to it. For instance, if Matt keeps having people mutilate themselves in front of him and shout in black speech, if you go against some kind of crazed wild man who mutilates himself and screams at black speech, Matt might be terrified for a round or something like that. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, cool. On to Garrick.
All right. So I want to go up to the next one and do like a Bane in the Dark Knight, grab him, lift him up, and crack him down over the knee.
Okay. Roll me some strength
Just
checks.
to confirm this, I have a lifting strength of 600 pounds.
Okay, yeah, you could definitely do it. The only ones that are left are the archers. So they're within 30 feet, though, so you can just run to them. So we're going to see you just charge at the closest one and then give me a roll.
All right, that is another 16.
Another 16? Okay, so you beat his AC. So because they're wearing like light armor, I wouldn't say it's that hard to do. But you run up to him, and he kind of like lets the arrow that he's pointing at Joey for this turn fly at you, and it just past your head. You don't even shake. You're just in battle trance. You get up to him, you put your face on your hand on his face, pull him back, grab him by the leg, pick him up, and smash him over your knee, and just scream, "For grandmama!" And the other two archers stare at you and kind of drop their bows, and they begin to retreat down the hallway they came from. And Joey's muted.
Yes, I am. I move up 30 feet and shoot him.
I now understand how Joey randomly mutes himself all the time because I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So you move up 30 feet, and
Cool.
give me a roll.
Yep,
Yeah.
22.
22. Oh yeah, you hit him. Okay, give me another one.
Okay. That first one was 8 damage. This next one is a 21. And damage-wise, also 8 damage.
Okay, so because the first one was like such a high roll, I'm gonna say that you took a shot and it hit one of them as they're retreating, just in the back of the head, and took him down. And you were almost like battle hastened from it. So you're just like, let's do it, and you just pull out another arrow and you just drive another shot into the one next to him, and you take him down. So the orc company that was scouting this area is dead. You guys have defeated them. Good job.
I want to double overhand throw my long axe at the other one.
I feel like you're going to do that in every single fight.
Why
Only
wouldn't
when
you?
they
It's
run away at the
awesome.
end.
Okay. So anything you want to do in this room before we move on?
I go retrieve my arrows.
Okay, good.
How far down to
And
the bottom?
I go and
Very.
check out
It's a
the,
gorge.
Aw, crap.
I head
Do it.
over. Can I get to the spring?
Yeah, you can get to it from where you
I'd
are.
like to go to the spring as well and wash my face. Please.
Okay, you go ahead and wash your
Covered
face.
Black goo. Of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
very
So as you
disturbing creature.
run the water through your hands, you can see that it's dimly like shimmering, almost like a lake in a full moon with like just a ton of stars shining on it, where there's light that seems to be within it, but it's not as bright as Finfer once explained to you as it was, because he used to be able to light the entire mine by itself, and its light was so powerful, as he said, it kept the creatures of shadows out. They were actually afraid of the water here.
Cool.
Yeah.
I take out my white jewel on a chain of silver that I have from the woodland realm elf people stuff, and just kind of hold it up near the water. I don't know if it's gonna do anything.
The water kind of just runs over it,
Okay.
and actually, while you're doing that, Funfur comes up and he puts his like hand on your shoulder, and he's like,
Yeah.
"It's lost its magical quality long time ago, son." And he actually just takes his hammer and kind of washes it off in the water, and he goes, "The spring's nowhere near as pure as it once was." And he goes, "Quickly, we must move."
I'll explain why if you freak out. I go over to the orc, I just snap the back on, and attempt to pull a tooth, like a canine, out of its mouth.
I got you.
Because as a Beorning starting item, I have a necklace of orc teeth.
It's a trophy necklace.
Down through my family. So.
Yeah, the Beorings are also known for like keeping trophies. So
Nice.
when they would kill orcs or like wolves or rogs or goblins, they would take their heads and pelts and like pin them up on the trees where they lived and be like, "You better not come around here. We'll just kill
So,
you too."
Since I knocked the other two off the bridge, I take the tooth. I take a couple teeth from this one and pocket it to add later.
Okay, so
I take out my water skin and fill up a little bit.
on the
I do have a short conversation to have with Galadir.
Okay, so let's do one more thing, and then we'll take like a short intermission, and then we'll come back. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, so the room you're in has like a long path, the way that the orcs come from, which your first thought is that must go to where the front of the mine is, since you came in from the back. Another pathway going this way, and then a door, like right close to the spring, but not too far from it. Just a common wooden door. And Funfurious kind of like goes into that room, and he's like, "Come, I'll show you." And you enter the room, and it's just a kitchen. Pots and pans and cupboards and big cauldrons and these big, what we would say are grills, what you think a grill would look like, just open fire pits. And it's huge. It's a really big room. And he goes, "We're better to hide our armory than in our stomachs." And he goes to the back of the room, and he grabs a cabinet and just throws it on the ground. And behind it's a door. And he goes, "Ha ha!" And he opens the door, and he goes in. And you guys follow him.
Or does that not make any sense?
They're dwarves. You guys follow him into this
No, I'm
room.
not talking to you. I'm talking character.
Oh, well, listen.
Get out of my role-playing game.
You go,
Yep,
okay.
yep, he goes. Cool.
So you
we
go
follow.
in. You go into this room, right? And as you get in, remember how the rune door closed? That happens behind you. So the wall just slides and closes itself, and you see a door on the other side. But then the wall slides and closes itself. And as Garrick kind of turns through the room with his torch to light it, you see levers all over the walls. And in the middle of the room, there's a giant stone hourglass. And in front of it, a lever. And as the door closes itself, the hourglass flips. And the sand starts moving, and it's moving very rapidly. You have about 15 seconds till that sand goes out. And while it's doing that, you hear clinking and clanking and things moving in the ceiling and in behind the walls. And Finfair goes, "Maybe it's been a while since I've been here." And he kind of looks around because he doesn't know what's going on.
Oh no.
I run towards the lever in front of the hourglass. There was one, and I pull it.
Okay, and when you pull it, even though the sand's about to fall out, the hourglass goes and flips back upside down, and it starts pouring down again.
Does the mechanical noise?
It all starts over.
Okay, so at least we can keep delaying this.
Okay, and pause. Oh, I don't think you're going to be able to hear this, but the stream will hear this.
Okay.
It's the Jeopardy music. Let's continue, shall we?
Okay. So I'll go and I grab. You see there are a bunch of levers. I pull a random one.
A random
One
one?
closest to me.
You
to the
pull
left.
it, and one across the room flips up.
Oh, cool. I push it back.
Okay, the other one flips down.
Okay. Nothing else happens.
Nope.
Okay, I run over and pull that other lever.
You pull it, and the one you just pulled flips down.
Okay. I pull a lever near it.
You pull that one, and the lever next
And
to
someone
you.
else should do it first, though. Someone
Oh.
else does something.
By the way, 6 seconds.
I pull another lever.
You pull
No
that
one's gonna do
lever,
anything.
and the lever you just pulled, the one that made the other one switch across the wall, actually like detaches, goes backwards in the wall, and a different one comes out.
Interesting. I go and pull the lever that Matt is standing right next to, but not pulling.
No, you don't need to. Who knows how long?
Then
this will
say
work.
that you're pulling thing.
The hourglass,
Jeopardy
the
music.
hourglass is almost empty.
It's almost empty. Just pull the lever.
Throw the
Okay,
switch.
the hourglass is almost empty. Brunhild pulls the lever again.
Okay, and the hourglass flips back upside down and starts draining again. 15 seconds.
Sorry, I go to the back of the room and I start looking for a door.
There's no door. It's the only door in the room got sealed over.
Okay, I pull another lever.
You pull another
then
lever.
Round for
Okay,
any
so
sort of hint, clue, or guide.
you pull the lever that you just pulled, and from behind the lever, water just starts pouring out into the room. Not a lot, just like you're getting soaked.
I push the
What do we
lever
do?
back.
Okay, it stops.
What do we do,
Nice.
Funfair?
He's kind of just looking around like, I do not remember this place. And he looks at the big one, and he looks at you guys, and he's like, pulls a lever to see what would happen. And when he pulls that lever, a piece of the floor opens to a spike trap. Everybody roll an acrobatics check.
Everybody?
Yes.
You mean athletics?
Yes,
Or no?
athletics
Okay.
check. Because what happens is the floor turns.
Wait,
And
is
as it's
athletics?
turning, parts start opening. Acrobatics. No,
I got
athletic.
Athletics? Oh, I got a 3 then. Were we running or are we dodging?
You're running.
Shoot, I never popped out a Fury, but that's good because strength and proficiency.
19.
19, you're fine. You actually jump over it as it moves and reveals the spikes below.
Yeah, I rolled it. I got a 3.
Okay, well, Joe falls, but Funfair jumps across as you're falling in and grabs you and pulls you over onto the floor with him. Matt,
13.
a 13, you jump and actually you just roll out of the way because you roll with the hourglass, I'm imagining, because it turns.
Thank God.
Okay, 4 seconds.
Alright. Throw the
2,
switch.
1.
I pull the switch.
You're not near the switch. I am.
Matt pulls the switch.
Again.
It flips again and starts over.
Okay, I have a crazy suggestion.
Funfair goes, I'm not going to touch anymore, and kind of looks around.
Crazy suggestion. Why don't we let it run out? Maybe it's a trick to, like, make you sit here and do a bunch of things and all the levers will kill you. But if you just let it run out, that's the way out.
What about the riddle?
Yeah, the riddle was dumb. I pulled the same lever that... Well, I don't even know.
Wait,
how
what?
close that-
What riddle?
All the way at the
Yeah,
beginning.
right?
You said
Let me
it.
see. We had one of the bookshelves moved, blah, 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 from the land of holes to the mountain holds, there and back again my party roams. There and back again with my dearest of
That-
friends from home.
That
around
was
to
for the
step of
book
pure
that
hell.
you found, which was named
Yeah.
after Bilbo. Nerds! 3 seconds.
Just let it run out. See what happens.
Fine,
2 seconds.
I hide by the door.
You hide by the door.
Cover by the door.
As like the sand is starting to drip out, the sounds behind the walls are getting louder. Matt, what do you do?
I don't like this. I flipped the switch again.
Okay, it flips back over and it restarts.
Is there any sort of markings inside of this room?
Just a bunch of
I'm gonna roll perception.
I take out the gem and start slamming it into the door.
Nothing's happening.
I'm gonna roll perception, see if there's any identifying markings like Matt just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's an 11.
By one of the levers on the wall, you see an odd dwarvish glyph. 2 seconds.
The orb.
Matt?
You shout the orb and we all die. Okay.
It doesn't take 2 seconds to say the orb.
I go over to the glyph I notice and pull the lever next to it.
Okay, so you pull it.
Okay.
Will you please
Real
make me?
person who's a dwarf.
Will you please make me a reflex save as a pillar of stone from above you tries to crush you?
Oh my gosh.
Matt, you have 1 second on pulling the lever. By the way,
16.
16. You roll out of the way, and the pillar comes down, and then starts to go back up into the ceiling.
I look at Matt.
Okay,
I
nothing's
told you.
The room's making the really loud.
Death.
The room's making the really loud noise again.
I say, okay, nothing's worse than that, and I put my hands out.
Okay, cool. It runs out. So like the sand runs out completely and stops.
This is how we.
It gets really, really loud, and then everything stops, and all the noises stop, and the doors open themselves.
I looked around and I just went, yes, yeah.
You solved
I-
the lever puzzle.
Good job. I step outside, past the door opening real quick, and just hang out there for a few seconds.
So you're going in more. You're not going back out to the
Nope,
kitchen.
nope,
Right?
the one
You're
that we
going
entered.
back out to the kitchen.
No, just I step outside. So if the door closes, I'll be on the
Oh,
outside now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Just hang out
no.
there for a few seconds.
Nothing closes.
Okay, good.
So you go into the next room. And in this room is a large gorge. You're on one side. gorge in the middle, and then there's like ground on the other side.
I'm satisfied and I run up and follow you.
There is something hanging from a dally in the ceiling down to the other side of the gorge. And you can't really see where it goes because it goes up into like the darkness of the ceiling. But on your side are 3 chains.
Huh. I'll go ahead and
chains
yank
better.
at the middle chain.
You ain't
A
get the
little bit.
middle chain?
Just a little bit. See if it moves the other
Oh,
thing.
it moves, but nothing really moves unless you really apply some pressure to it.
Okay.
I stand back by the door.
I kind of test the right chain.
So you give a yank on the right one, and you hear something like kind of turn up top, and you just see some stones kind of fall from the left side of the room.
I look at Funfair. Got any idea on this one?
I must be losing my mind in my old dwarfish age. I not remember this place neither. But I think we need to pull the chain.
I'd try the left one.
You try the left one, and it as you give it a yank, you see the like the chain on the other side holding whatever is there start to move towards you.
Oh.
So you pull down, it goes like this, and then as you let go, it goes back. You can see it start to sway.
Okay.
Looks pretty
I
obvious to
keep
me.
pulling on it.
Okay, so as you keep pulling on it, it keeps coming your way, and you notice when it gets about halfway across the gorge that it's a rope bridge.
Nice.
So you keep pulling on the chain and like bringing it down and bringing it down, and it gets to the other side, and it's now sitting where you can get to it from your side of the gorge.
Cool. Does it? But it doesn't stretch all the way across the gorge, or does
No, it does from one side to the
Oh,
other.
great. Okay. Then I go ahead and grab the chain and tie the chain to our end of the rope bridge, if that's possible.
It is not long enough to go from where it is to the end of the gorge.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Then, how is this? Is it just a hanging chain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one of you is strong? I wouldn't know that. You're both strong. Okay. Okay.
Funfair's strong.
I think you're stronger because Garrick has like a
very
18 in dexterity, so I don't think you can.
But did you take great strength?
Oh my gosh.
Because I took the great strength ability, which
Funfair has greater strength.
Oh, that's true. So
I take
Fun-
out a rope from my bag, slip it through one of the links in the chain, and then tie the rope to the rope bridge
Ooh. Okay.
to hold it in place.
Are you tying it as taut as humanly possible?
Yeah.
Okay. So you tie it to the rope bridge, and once the slack lets out, the bridge kind of moves back a bit, but it's still accessible from your side. Well, no. Because once you let go of the chain's going to start retracting, which means it's going to go back up to the ceiling, meaning wherever your rope is tied in there is going back up to the
I
ceiling,
look at
and it's going to
yeah.
pull itself.
Brunhild.
So it goes about halfway back across the gorge.
Oh,
Brunhild.
that's not good.
What if we did that
I'd
same
rather we
concept,
pull it back down.
Brunhild? What if we did the same concept but tied it to one of the other chains? The other chains seem to be as far up retracted as they go. So we pull this one down as far as it goes, tie it tightly to one of the other chains. It won't be able to retract up because the other chains are retracted.
Go for it. I hand you my rope.
Yeah, I don't think you would actually need the rope. I think the chains are close enough if you want to try to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do that
The-
aforementioned thing.
Biggest issue is with the amount of space from where the chain is to the ceiling. Because no matter what you tie it to, it's going to pull up.
Oh, okay.
Because even if you tie it to another chain, it's not weighted, like heavy enough to hold it down. So it's
I
still
thought the
going to
chains
pull
were
itself.
like anchored into the ground.
No, they're just literally just hanging.
Oh, okay.
So Funfair walks up, and he kind of just grabs the chain and pulls it down. And he says, "I'll hold this. Don't get lost.
Hold door.
Hold door.
I walk across the bridge.
All right.
And then he says, when you enter the armory, bring me back the box. You'll see it.
Okay.
Quick question:
Yes.
is the door to the previous room open?
Yes. Back to the lever room.
How far between the nearest lever and the chain?
Oh my gosh.
If
Give me a footage.
it's not close because it goes, the door opens and then there's space, and then these are towards the end of the gorge.
Is it less
within
than
the gorge.
150 feet?
It'd probably be about that, yeah.
Because the standard rope length for an adventurer's pack is 150 feet. Tie it to the bottom of the chain, go and tie it to one of the levers.
I mean, you
That's
can,
a
yeah.
crazy long rope.
Yeah. The issue, again, is you're going to try to keep it as taut as possible. It's going to retract no matter what.
Slightly, but I mean, we could still have funfair with
You
this.
can try it. The other issue is tying it to a lever and it pulling itself off from being taut. And then being stuck on the other side.
And then we all die.
I'm not trying to say you don't get him for this. I'm just saying if you do this, I'm going to roll for it.
I mentioned the plan to Brunhild and Galadir and see what they think.
Well, Funfear,
It's worth
you
a try with zero
recognize-
risk, so might as well. My idea was to swing across on the chain, so I like yours better.
That would have been cool.
Oh!
Funfear, do you at least recognize this?
Maybe tomorrow, because today I do not.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt the plan, tying it. What do I need to roll for that?
For tying it to the lever?
Yes.
You'd have to roll a strength check, I guess, to hold it.
Well,
14.
I walk up to like the 75-foot mark and try to keep it held tight as he ties it to whatever.
Okay. So you take the rope and you hold it as taut as you can, and you tie it around one of the levers. And when you let it go, you do notice that it begins to slide because lever is pointed up. If you try to put it on one's pointing down, it will pull itself up.
Yeah.
So you can see the rope starting to slide up the lever. And as you go back, you notice that the bridge is accessible, but it's not as close as you'd like it to be. As in the slack between just letting go of the rope, because you can't hold it, because you can't really access the chain completely, is pulling itself back.
Well, I'll admit I think that didn't work. So, I guess let's go with the original.
Okay, so Fernfair grabs the chain and kind of just pulls it down.
Cool.
And he actually just grabs it and he sits on the ground with it. In a big, lumpy, dwarfish pile.
Oh. Oh wait, never mind. That wouldn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
Small rocks.
We cross.
Okay, you cross.
Goodbye, Funfear. Nice knowing you.
You get to the other side. There's a door in the middle of the gorge. You go through it's a normal door. You go through the door. And this is a different room. It's big enough for all three of you to stand in, but on the other side is a big door with a face carved in it. And in glowing letters above it, it says, "The answer is shadow."
What made the water dark? I don't know, is this Jeopardy?
There's a handle on the door.
Oh.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Melon. I take out the gemstone and open the door.
So you
No.
you
probably
go
don't.
you go to put it into the carved face of the door because it has a face carved into it. And
Oh no, I just could have. Okay, fine.
Oh, you're just gonna hold the gemstone and grab the door?
Unless there's a good place to put
No, there's no good place to put the gemstone.
Okay.
You grab the handle, and the face animates, and it goes, if you're going to be doing that, you better buy me dinner first.
I fall backwards, stunned. I gem towards it.
You put the gem towards it. I like your shiny stone, but I'd like to get to know you first. It's a little bit too much for me to now.
I walk forward and poke the door.
Yes, pure marble. Isn't it nice? I'm Galadir, Sentry of the Armory. At your service.
Well, could you do us a service?
I am also Galadir.
It's weird, isn't it?
But if you said have to get to know him, but your name is the same, doesn't that count?
It looks like we know each other a little bit too well already.
So, I'd like to open, and why does your door say, "What is shadow"?
It says what now?
It says, "What is shadow"?
It says who?
He's on first. It says, "What is shadow"?
I don't know. You tell me. I've been here for a while.
Whatever it is, it made the water dark.
Has he been drinking?
What?
And he kind of, like, the door's eyes shift towards you guys.
Not a... No!
The shadow is the enemy.
Is it? What are we really talking about here?
What's written on your face?
What's written on your face?
Why do you have a face? You're a door.
Why do you have a face? You're a fleshy thing.
We're supposed to. Doors aren't supposed to.
I walk back through the door, and I go to the rope bridge and yell at Funfear across the rope bridge. Do you know anything about a talking door?
Your voice, Galador. Oh, that was his name. What was I calling him?
Galadir.
No, it's Galador. Sorry, my bad. So your voice echoes across the gorge, and all you hear of Funfair go is, "Oh, of drink and food and other things. I'm hungry, thirsty, and need a nap." He's just singing over there and can't hear you shouting.
I walk back into the room. Well, he's useless, as usual.
Not when it comes to orc slaying.
Well, there's no orcs right now, unfortunately.
No, just Galador, the sentry of the armory. That's me, by the way.
So
Are you trying to get in?
Yes.
You need the
Yeah.
password.
what's the password?
I don't know. Do you have it? I can't
Wait.
tell you it.
But but you know it?
Yeah.
Lemon jam.
Lemon jam.
I
Ew.
turn Galadir.
Galador. Thank you.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Yes, what is it?
Do you think showing the deed as proof of ownership might work?
Is the answer shadow?
Is the what now who?
Is the answer shadow?
Password.
What's the password? I just asked you this.
Shadow.
So, you don't think that idea will work?
The password shadow. I
it's
pick out the
lemon
deed. It's the password shadow.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. You take out the deed and he goes, "I have left my spectacles in the room behind me. If you could go in there, you get them for me. I can read that."
Why don't you go in and get them?
I can't. The door's locked.
So
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna.
You know,
do a
I look
lore
around.
check
I just
about
try to
living
find-
doors.
You're
Rolled
what?
a 4.
sure.
Now let's check about talking doors.
Yeah. going on?
I roll divine inspiration.
On the door?
17.
I don't know what that does. Can you tell me what that does?
That's me praying to the DM for help.
I'll check around the door. Is there anything
Who
other
has
than
the
door?
highest wisdom? Yes, they did.
Me.
James, they tried opening it and it wasn't happy that they touched
And
it.
it stole my voice
That's what
and my
hit your
name.
hand out of my mouth.
Who has the highest wisdom?
I think I do.
Okay.
Probably.
Give me a wisdom check.
9.
9. Give me a riddle check.
Riddle. 2.
That's bad.
I'm
Matt,
bad
give
at
me
riddles.
give me a riddle check.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
16.
16. Okay.
Galador,
going-
Did we get any clues?
I'm going. You just ask him if you get any clues. He goes, "You said you knew the bloody answer." I'm going to message Matt something. Because I know if I tell all of you, one of you will figure it out.
Oh my.
Well, Matt can also just tell us.
Nope. Can't do that.
So I start looking around the door to see if there's anything else.
He goes, "Ooh, cheeky. Do you like my edges?"
I try to sneak out of his line of sight. I don't like him.
His eyes just keep following you. Where you going?
Like the Mona Lisa.
I thought we were going to get to know each other.
I'm distracting him now. You guys do something. Poke out his eyes.
His eyes are made of marble.
Galador, you said you don't know the password,
Oh, I know the password.
but you said you don't know it.
No, I do. I said you don't know it.
I have an idea for the password.
You know the words that don't need to be said?
Yes. Do you?
Yes. Do you?
I'm kind of handing this to you if you don't figure it out.
I try something. I look and I go, Galador. Is the answer shadow is the absence of light?
No. It's always been dark in here. You bring candles, scented ones, from Mirkwood.
Galador, can you ask him to open the door?
Oh. Can you open the door, please?
No. What's the password?
What's
Shadow.
the password?
It's what now?
It's
Shadow.
what now?
Stop it! Stop mimicking me!
Stop it! Stop mimicking me.
Ah!
That's what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not sure.
Man's rereading this text like 40 times trying to figure it out.
Can I do a real life intelligence check and try to get a higher score than I'm getting right now?
I literally told you the answer though. Alright, let's start over, shall we? What's
Sure.
What's the question?
What is shadow?
No. The question
the
is
answer.
what's the password?
But the
Answer is shadow. Shadow is the password. I'm confused.
What?
What's the password?
What?
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 What is the password?
I'm gonna let this go for a few more minutes to see if you figure it out.
Wait.
What's the password?
Are you sure you know the password?
Yes.
Then what is it?
Yes.
Password.
Is the
No.
No, the password is what?
Repeat after me. I
I.
know
No.
the password.
The password.
Now, what is it?
I know the password.
I know.
I wonder if James knows what's going on. I feel like James might have figured this one
I
out
know the
already.
password.
Spring mine.
What?
Pure spring water.
What
Oh.
is?
I know what is the password. What is marble? Shadow cane. I have got an anime on my side. Yeah.
I take the gem bag out of my bag, and I hold up 2 matching gemstones and go, "Listen, do you want some pretty adornment? Open the door."
That's not the password, sorry.
Okay, I would roll intimidate check on the door.
Please do.
Made of
It's
stone.
made of solid marble, you're not getting through him.
I didn't roll a 2.
Yep. I just start walking off. I'm going back to Faramir.
Galadier, come back.
I was gonna go ask.
Opening the door one more time. Only you. So.
Can you open the door,
Hold
please?
your tongue.
I can. But what's the password?
Shadow.
I...
Oh, what?
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 I can't open the door unless the password is said.
What?
What?
What is the password?
No,
the
it's
password
not.
is what?
What is not the password?
The password is shadow.
It might be, but I don't know that. The password still has not been said.
Shadow.
I literally texted Matt the answer. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna send it to Joey now.
Please do. I'm not understanding.
You're the worst at riddles.
Rolling that 20 intelligence score.
I'm gonna send you the exact conversation I had with Matt and see if you can figure it out.
Okay.
Galador, can you tell me the
Rage.
password?
No,
I already asked this.
you already know the password. You've already said it, but it hasn't been said.
Oh.
Airbolf, can you talk with Galador about the password, please?
Okay.
Did Joey figure it out?
Maybe. You don't know the password, but the password is shadow.
Oh, I know the password.
Oh.
You know the password too. It just hasn't been said yet.
I do, it's shadow.
Yes, but it hasn't been said. I cannot open till the password's been said.
Oh, what is the absence of light?
Darkness.
What is this behind me on the floor?
Bugs?
Galador,
Yes.
what do you call the dark form behind a figure when light is in front of it?
Evil. I really wouldn't know. I've lived in this dark hallway my entire life.
Galador, can you please say the word shadow?
No. Please
Why not?
try. Please try again.
What is a dark area where light... Oh, wait, never mind. What is a dark area where light from a light source is blocked by an opaque object that occupies a three-dimensional volume behind an object with light in front of it?
He just stares at you blankly.
I take
Rolled
out
nat 20, so I got
a
to use
dagger?
Wikipedia.
I take out a dagger and I scrape the word shadow.
Yeah, you bend your dagger on the marble. That's what you do.
No, on the not on the door, on the ground.
Oh, okay.
And I go, Galador, can you please read this?
No, my spectacles are in the other room. I said this earlier. I can't read a single thing.
SHADOW.
Galador, can you repeat after me? No, we already asked this.
What is the creeping enemy of good in this world?
Hunger. At least that's what I'm told by the dwarves.
That's fair enough.
And also tiredness, according to them.
I sit down and go into my meditation.
All right, send it to me now.
Oh, you figured it out. You figured out
We
what it is.
figured
You just
it
need
out.
to
We
figure
just
out how to
have
do
done
it. This is the greatest puzzle I've ever devised in my life.
I freaking hate you. So what?
Worst DM. You mean best?
Galadir,
Yes.
what do you say to someone in the library when they're being too loud?
What's a library? I imagine I would just say
What noise can you
shh.
What do you get on most YouTube videos you watch so that the content creators can make money?
Smashing that subscribe
I've
button.
been,
No,
I've been
no,
to
no.
Patreon several times this week, and I still don't know how it works.
Gosh.
What is the shortened?
Ad, right?
No, Patreon. We've been over this.
What is
What's
the
the opposite of
shortened
subscribe?
version of the word advertisement?
A what now? We're in Middle Earth. I don't know what a
What's the
YouTube is.
Opposite of subtract.
Multiplication.
No.
I didn't
Plus
go to
sign
grade school.
represent. Add.
Um.
You can say that.
So you hear Finfer from the other room singing, and Galador's eyes kind of perk up and goes, "Who's there?
That's fun for
Who now?"
fun for all ages.
Oh gosh, I run back outside and shout.
I sent you guys something.
Funfair, can you say shadow, please?
Matt still can't get it. Here, I'm gonna send something else to Matt.
How do you do it?
All right.
I just sent you guys something. Do a riddle roll and then do that.
Galador, do you like riddles?
Yes, I do.
Are you good at riddles?
Debatable.
All right. Well, I would like to play a riddle with you.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. So my riddle for you is: I can only live where there is light, but I die if the light shines on. What am I?
A dwarf.
Actually, I saw a dwarf in the sun yesterday.
Really?
It was quite.
I've never seen one outside before.
He
I've
needs
also
to
never
shove a
seen
barrel.
outside before.
How about what
I
is as
sent-
big as an elephant?
I sent you
but weighs
something,
nothing
Matt.
At all? Oh my gosh.
Love.
Good guess. I walk up and knock on his nose.
So close. This is so aggravating. Okay, now
Yeah.
What do you
Now
say
I'm gonna
when
send
someone
it to
knocks on the
Joey.
door, Galador?
Oh,
what do you
who's
ask when
there?
Someone knocks on that shadow.
Shadow who? Damn it. And the door creaks and clicks open, and the whole face goes salad, and it opens.
I hate
You actually friggin' tricked me.
I friggin' hate you.
Did I do a? I feel like that's almost as disturbing as someone driving their door suddenly dying.
Didn't
What?
die, he went back to sleep.
Oh,
Wait, you thought I died? Wait, what?
no, Galador.
Oh,
Matt,
he's dead now.
Matt knocked on him and said, he said, "Who's there?" Matt said, "Shadow." He said, "Shadow who?" He solved my knock puzzle.
I'm really confused. I run inside.
Half an hour or something.
I look for a box.
Solid 20 minutes.
What's in the room? What's in here? Is this the armory?
It's another door. No, it's the armory. So, if by armory they meant treasure hoard, that's probably what it is.
Okay.
Aren't we all dead? We are all dead. I agree. So in the middle of the room is an elevated. I don't want to say it's not a throne. It's just kind of a chair. And in the chair is a dwarf skeleton wearing extremely similar armor to Funfair. Like, same helmet, another book attached to the armor. And this one, he doesn't have a hammer. He has a very large broadsword in between his hands.
Okay.
Around him are various boxes of treasure, weapons. A lot of the weapons look like they're rusted and they're older now. Excuse me. There's just piles of scrolls, piles of books in places. There's gold, lots of gold in chests, which is ridiculously heavy. Axes, and on one side of his chair is a small chest, and on the other side is a very, very bright bottle of liquid.
Okay. Does this chest look special in any way or different than the other chests?
Does it look like a box?
It's about yay big.
Okay.
It has straps over it, and it has 3 locks on the front.
Okay. Are the locks locked?
Is there a key on the skeleton?
Thanks for the follow, it's Cast Guys. Do I know you? Because I feel like I know you. Only a few people would come into a chat room and say, "Aren't we all dead?" And I feel like you're one of the people I think that I think you are. If not, then whatever, it's cool. Thanks for coming by and staring at us.
Yeah, man.
So what was the question about the skeleton?
Does it have?
Does he have any keys on him?
No.
Are the locks locked?
Yes.
I grab a handful of the gold pieces.
I'm going to take a minute and search around through the weapons and generally what I can see to attempt to find valuable things. And
Yeah, I
also
check out-
maybe find a nice weapon to replace my spear, as I am still mourning that in my heart.
Okay, cool.
Rest in peace.
Oh my god, it just went off and it scared the crap out of me. Why did he go off before?
I'm going to turn on the stream just to watch it now.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah, he goes and turns on the stream just to see it dance.
Yes!
I don't know, not that I know of. Oh, okay, cool. Then welcome to the stream and welcome to
I'm still
the
so proud of
the
that.
Oxvale family, and enjoy dancing it on your screen.
Yes, that was totally worth it.
But I do agree, we are all dead. Yeah, whatever.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
check out this broadsword that this dude's got.
Okay,
if,
cool.
If we have a sec.
Yep. So we're gonna do this. There is a file of glowing liquid on the left side. Okay. Like it's glowing, like illuminating the entire room. The box
I
on the
assume
right.
that's probably water from the spring.
A broadsword in the middle, which has an engraving down the center in Dwarvish that glows.
Cool.
Not the blade itself, but the engraving glows. And then while Garrick is searching around for a new weapon, you find a very finely made dwarven axe that
Great
has
axe or
yes. Wait. No.
two-handed or one-handed?
Yeah, I think it's just a normal two-handed axe. Oh yeah, so yeah, it'd be a great axe, but it's only single-headed. The head is huge, and you can see on the top notches carved into it. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's about 30 of them. And then carved into the side in Dwarvish script is another word, but it's the words themselves glow, but the blade itself does not glow.
Brunhild.
Yes.
I don't fight with an axe, but this will probably interest you very much.
Because you want to start playing? Oh, this is a great place to be. We just started our session like a week ago. I'm just talking to chat real quick, guys. Yeah, we started our session like a week ago. This is only like session 2. We do this on a weekly basis, and we have all of our videos that we do, like up on YouTube. So if you want to follow, you want to check it out, that's cool. We'll give tips on how to play, how we like to play as we keep playing. And I think we're all pretty experienced. We all have at least like 2 years experience. I've been playing for like 10 years. Matt's been playing for like 10 years. Joey, like 2 or 3.
No, like 5 now, I think.
5? Oh, wow, it's been that long. Yeah, Garrick's like 3 or 4, too. We've been playing for a while. So yeah, we're playing a Lord of the Rings playthrough. It's a little bit different than like normal D&D.
Quite a few bad DMs.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we can throw some stuff together. I've also been thinking about possibly doing a follower sub one-shot game eventually.
That'd be fun.
So if you'd like to do that, we can get into that too. But yeah, we're gonna jump back into the story and finish this up, and we'll talk a little more when we're done.
Looking around, I offer the axe to Brunhild.
My axe and pick it up and start swinging it around.
Nice.
And how does it feel in my hands?
Lovely.
Oh, this is fantastic.
It's a very nicely made dwarven axe.
I walk back up to the skeleton and I go, I'm sorry, friend, and I attempt to remove the broadsword.
I think
no, I wasn't doing
Joey
that.
was already doing that.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, so Joey takes Joey has the broadsword.
Oh, well, no. First, I say, would it be disrespectful to grab this?
It's a skeleton. So
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my fellow role players.
Oh, whatever.
I didn't talk in accent, so sorry.
I don't think he's going to use it. I would maybe try to avoid breaking anything.
Maybe you can show it to Funfear when you go back, but he for a hammer.
Okay, I start taking it out. All I needed was one person to tell me it was okay. Okay, I start to carefully take
so
it
you have it. There is no sheath for it, so you kind of just have to carry it as is for now.
Okay, my other sword just mess. I just tossed that off.
Okay. So yeah, then there's the box, the piles of gold, which is everywhere. Also, it should be noted, and I was reading about this today. I didn't really mention it like in the group chat or last week or anything. Gold is very heavy.
Yes.
You cannot carry 70,000 pounds of gold. Remember that. Because when it comes to adventuring and when it comes to carrying gold, make sure you have enough to you want enough to be able to live, but you don't want too much that you're going to be weighed down, because it will take tolls on your rest if you're carrying piles of gold. It also can cause you to give you shadow points for being way too greedy.
Huh. Cool.
Were there any other fine weapons?
No, everything else was kind of mundane.
Okay, I look for any nice white jewels.
Okay, I guess you would find some jewels within the piles of gold and whatnot. I'm gonna say you all get about we'll say 20 gold's worth of gold and jewels.
Cool.
Sound good?
Just the stuff in the pocket?
Yeah, it's a pocket's worth. Because you don't want to be carrying any of these chests with you.
Yeah.
So the only two things that seem of moderate value to you are the chest and the vial. The vial?
Yes.
Okay, so you pick the vial up and it glows in your hands. And it's a glass vial and it's sealed with metallic bands. It's pretty big. It's almost like lantern size. You could actually probably put a handle on it and make it a lantern. Yeah, and it glows. Fiercely glows.
What is it glowing with? White light, yellow light?
A very blue light, and if you were to say what kind of light it is, it's a pure light.
Okay.
There's no dimness to it, and it pretty much brings light to wherever it goes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the.
Do I have any idea, and I can roll for this, what type of enchantment my sword might have?
You can make a roll for it, but you can always try to find somebody. Don't forget that.
A darkness is near? That's true. I
yeah.
mean, just
well,
general.
You can't tell just from looking at it. I'm going to have to figure it out.
Okay. So, I think we got everything we needed out of the box. We got the vial. I don't think we were supposed to take that, but that's okay. We'll go report back to Funfear and then go back to, what's his face? Barrel guy.
Uther.
Yeah. I
Okay.
lost my notes.
So you go back through the door, and the door closes, and Gildor says, "Oh, goodbye, friends. Please come back soon. I'm very lonely in this." And then the next door just closes, because I'm imagining you don't talk to him at all, and you can just hear his voice go, "Oh, another 100 years or so." And then he goes back to sleep. And you walk out, and there's Funfair with the rope wrapped around his stomach, laying down, taking a nap. So you cross over the bridge, and you get to him, and he kind of wakes up as you get there, and you go, oh, you're back. And he just kind of lets go of the thing and lets it fling, and the bridge goes all the way back. He doesn't care. And he goes, you brought it. Oh, good. I have the keys. And he takes it from you, if you give it to him, of course.
Yeah, sure.
So he grabs it, and he takes this set of, it's 3 different keys, and they're on 3 different chains, so it looks like he probably got them from different places. And he puts them all in, and he opens it, and the straps fling off, and the chest opens, and inside is another chest. Smaller chest.
Got the keys to that one, Funfair?
No. So he closes it back up, locks it, and leaves the keys in it, and he picks it up, and he goes, but we'll find them. And he leads the way through the kitchen, the 3 rooms back to the kitchen. All the traps have been disabled because you already figured out all the rooms.
Cool.
So the lever room is all reset. You can just walk through. It's no problem.
I saw a guy back
When
in
we get
there.
to the last room, I start pulling every lever I can find.
Don't. So back in the what was it called again? The armory. I saw a guy who looked kind of like you. He was all dressed up and had a book, and
Mine
but
is
he
the
was
skin.
a skeleton.
Oh.
Was he like?
A brother of the Sacred Watch, yes. We've been tasked with keeping care of this.
Oh, that makes sense. We also saw a door. He said he was like the Galador. He was the guardian. You ever meet him before?
Have you been drinking?
No, he was
I wish.
weird.
Maybe I was drinking. I don't remember him. And he just keeps walking. So you get back to. Are you gonna try to go out the front door, or are you gonna go out the back door?
Back door, back door. Back door it is.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So you get back into the building. Spring is falling. And you begin to walk across the bridge. And I want everybody to make a perception check.
I pull out the vial as I'm walking across the bridge.
7.
9.
13.
Okay.
I got
So, as you're crossing the bridge, you all feel a very cold wind blow through the mine. That makes all of your skin crawl onto edge. And as you're crossing, you kind of look and you see on the ground in front of you, and now at your feet, which you didn't really notice before, there's a icy fog rolling in from behind you. And it's pouring over the sides of the gorge and across the bridge. Yeah, the Wild Hunt's here. And it's pouring out of everywhere. And you get the sense that there's something else here. And Joey's blade begins to glow.
Okay. I let up a torch.
Can we move faster, Funfair?
Wait, no.
You
is
turn to look because
freaking me out.
Funfair was kind of towards the back of you guys. And you actually kept walking, and he stopped on the bridge. And he places his hammer down at his feet, and he looks at you, and he goes, I feared for the worst, and it looks like the worst is happening. And he's holding the box, and he goes, go to Gun and Done. Take this. They'll know what to do with it. And he hands it off to you guys. It still has all of its keys in it. And then he turns around and firmly places his feet on the bridge. And he shouts, you can show yourself. I know you're here. And out from, remember how there were two halls? One went towards the front door and one went this way? Out from the one that went deeper into the mind floats a figure. This figure is probably about 6 feet tall. He's huge. He's wearing black robes with red accents, armor that is all matte black and covered in scratches, and no helmet, but a coil around his head with a armored crown around it. He also has a chain around his neck with a large emblem on it. And he looks at Funfair and he goes, "Ah, of the sacred watch." And he pulls a blade out of its sheath from behind him. And he goes, "It's been long since we've crossed paths." And he pulls the coil back from like his face, and you can see that his face is a skeletal mess. There's very little flesh on it, and what is there is just dried, and his eyes are glowing a very, very bright green.
Oh, okay.
Roll anything if I know what this is.
Go ahead.
Knowledge.
Roll to run for your life.
Wow, cool. 18.
Might be Shadow Lore.
Yeah, it would be a Shadow Lore check.
Yeah. I'll do the same
Oh,
thing. I don't
in
think
that
I've run
case,
into any of
17.
these.
In
Yeah,
that
no,
case,
I've
the
not run
17.
into-
Okay, I'm going to give it to you after you leave this room. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say that you all are going to make me a will saving check right now to see if you're terrified or not.
Okay.
That's wisdom.
Yep.
Ha.
Oh.
15.
Okay.
6.
Garrick?
14.
A 14? Okay. So, the mist that's around your feet begins to glow green and almost feels like it's reaching up at you. And Funfair grabs his hammer and brings it up. And he kind of just without looking says, "I told you to leave." And he pulls out of his pouch a vial like Matt's, the bright blue one. And he holds it in front of him. And he says, "If we're doing this, we're doing it right." And he smashes it against his hammer. And his hammer begins to glow bright blue. And as the green starts to crawl up your legs, you're all beginning to get terrified except for Joey. Joey's like, "I'm out of here. I'm done." But Matt's vial almost seems to stretch out its light farther than normal and push it back to the ground. So, I'm going to take Matt one step down from terrified to frightened because his vial is actually warding off what's scaring him.
Oh my. I still do a little dancey feet thing where I keep my feet as far off the ground as I can between steps, and I leave.
It's a good choice.
I'm going to stick close with him because glowy.
So
Glowy McGlowy bottle.
as you're leaving, you take one look back and you see them battling on the bridge, and you can hear the entity speaking in dark speech. You do not know what it's saying, but it just sounds like screeches. And you can hear Funfair shouting back in like a very ancient dwarvish. It sounds like dwarvish, but not the kind you've normally heard before. And you can see as they clash, the green from his blade bleeding into the blue from his hammer. And you see the creature tried to get past him. It like pushes Funfair aside, which seems like an impossible task, to get to you. And it almost looks like it turns into the smoke to get through to you. And you see him grab it, and his eyes lock with yours, and he pulls it and yanks himself in it off into the gorge.
Awesome.
Wait, what did he just grab?
The creature that was coming at you.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And he just takes it down to the gorge with him. You hear, as you're running, crashing and a splashing, but you still hear the dark speech being spoken. It's almost as if it's being spoken constantly around you.
I keep running.
Flash! I was running away from the dark speech.
So you get back to the back wall, and when you get there, you go to put the rune to it, but it kind of just opens when you push your hand against it because it's a secret door. And the second one does the same, and they both lock back up. And you get outside, and there's Gun and Dun, and they're still like injured. They seem like they've dressed their runes a bit, and they're standing up now, like leaning against the walls. And they look at you, and they go, "Where's Captain?"
We need to go now.
He gave us this. He said you know what to do.
Dun kind of like with his hand shaking takes it and looks at Gun, and he's like, "We go," and they turn to leave with you. And as you move, because remember how it was like almost in a crevice of a rock. As you move out of the crevice, you realize that it's extremely dark outside. Even though when you went in, it was still like morning. And you begin to move back down towards the village of, what did I name it? Where is it? Dunmar.
Oh, okay, that wasn't a pest. That was a little more serious than pest removal service.
So the results of the roll on what it was.
Garrick, you don't know a ton about them, but you've heard from other slayers of the wraiths. You've heard multiple stories of the Barrow Downs, of the skeletal wraiths, of the legendary undead army of Gundor, of the Nazgul, of the wraiths of the High North. And you know it's one of those creatures because it fits the same characteristics of those creatures. You just don't know what kind it is.
Kind of slightly shaken.
What was that?
That was the dead walking among us.
He looked like he was floating.
It's
Good.
called a wraith. It's a violent, angry, trapped spirit, basically. There's many different types. Very few of them good. Some of them are the most powerful Sauron. So,
Don, did you know that was in there?
No. We knew there were orcs here, but that was it.
Did you know Funfear was, what was he? Holy Warden?
Captain of the Sacred Watch. The
Sacred
captain of our order. I don't know why I always become Joey's character when I speak.
You're my character now. We're all
I
British.
I slowly just like devolve into
We all
Joey.
British down here.
We all we all have accents down here. Down here we all have accents. Can't you smell it, Georgie? Come on down here into the sewers with me.
Fun.
You want to talk like me, Georgie?
Whew.
Okay.
Where can we bring the rest of this box?
Well, they're still injured, so they need to go rest up. And you know you need to return to the town. So they go, where did you come from? We'll follow you. We can rest up, heal our wounds, and move on from there. It will trouble you no more.
The town of Dunmar, though I hope the creature doesn't track us.
I don't think we should have to worry about that.
Okay.
If I know wraiths,
Dunmar then.
which he totally doesn't, they don't know how to do that.
So I take extra time to cover our tracks. Since we're in known territory for me, I can normally move while still being stealthy. I can stealth while moving at full speed, basically. So it doesn't take a ton of time, is what I'm saying, to cover up our tracks. But I try to cover up our tracks and stuff as we go back towards the town.
Okay, so it is a 3 days journey back to the town, but
Oh.
I feel like
There
you're
was
all way
something
too
with the
shook to
shadow.
like sleep.
Wreath is it?
So
Yeah.
we're gonna say that you just book it, like through the day, through the night, and you just keep moving.
Okay.
Your condition when you get there is going to be extremely exhausted, but you make
Yep.
it within a day and a half.
Okay. I've also tended as much as I can to Dun and Gun's wounds.
Wait, wait.
So there's-
Dun got an.
There's
Yeah.
a
Go
problem
ahead.
with that, Trevor.
What?
You didn't stop and get the pie.
That's true. You guys didn't stop for the pie.
Oh, we forgot the
Completely
pie.
joking,
But
so sorry.
Dun
Couldn't resist.
Dun
It's
gets
apple
nat
bread.
20
Thank
medicine,
you. Oh wow, yeah, he's good.
and Gun nat 1. No.
Oh,
like-
you stab him
yeah,
in
like
the
I
eye. You stab him with a
Gun is
fork
dead
in the
now.
eye. No.
Yeah, I got a
Instead of
6
the will,
6
you
on
hit
him.
the artery.
So
Okay, so they're both stable. Don's definitely doing better than Gun is. And you get back and you go to the tavern. I forgot what we called it.
the leaky.
It was something, yeah, something
Bunyan.
stupid.
Leaky casket.
The leaky casket. Yum. That's my favorite kind of casket. So you get back to the tavern and you go in and you get a room for the night. It's about dinner time when you get back. Gun and Dun, because they're so damaged, say, if someone was trying to steal this from us, we wouldn't be able to hold it. And they give you the box.
I hid it in my cloak.
That was well, you hide everything. So they entrust it to you, and they go upstairs to sleep, and to rest, and to like bandage their wounds up more. What do you guys do?
Do you think we should go talk to the guy with the barrel?
Uther.
Thank you, mysterious
Well-
voice. Thank you, little baby Sauron.
Wait,
Oh yeah, Lord Sauron's in the tavern. He's sitting there with his 5 gold.
we need to look
And
at
the tavern keeper that was actually like a serial killer is being dragged out by the law. And he's like, I did nothing wrong.
I was the one who
We need
posted
to
it.
look at the deed to see which one it actually belongs to. Remember, we said we weren't sure on that?
True.
Sure. I open up the deed and I read the name on the top.
How about we say that you let Gun and Dun read it because they're dwarves when you were
Yeah, that
traveling.
makes more sense.
So it does say Uther on it. It actually says Uther Hammerfist.
Wait, Uther was the name of the father that he gave us, right?
Yep.
Who was the rando dude who hired us?
Duther, I think, or Tuther. It was
Ungar.
Ungar. That's it. I don't remember these names. I'm making them up on the spot.
Was Uther's brother.
Yeah. You know, it's weird for every other arc I've written out like names like crazy, but for this first, like, I'm like, I'm just gonna make them up as we go. Yeah. So Ungar was the man who hired you from the ranger, and then Uther is the one who was like, give me the deed and maybe I can help you.
Okay. You were saying though, Garrick?
Well,
Let's go back to the
Let's go to the fish barrel.
back alley guy. Because it's clearly his according to the deed.
So you go and you find Uther, and Uther is working where he normally does in the dwarvish tinkering shop.
Oh.
Yeah. So you go in, and there is there's a big machine behind him that almost represents like a... I don't know what James is saying in the chat, but whatever. It almost like a big windmill, but it has a giant sign on it that says "out of order," and you see Uther like kind of trying to work on it, trying to get it to work. And when you come in, he turns around and he goes, "Oh, you're alive!" And he dusts his hands off and he like comes over to see you.
Yeah, we
You also have a bag of goods that belong to his father. Don't forget.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
up
we,
to you if you want to keep those or not.
we got the deed
You did. To my father's mine.
to your father's mine, but there's also a wraith there as well. So
Like a big spider. I'm not afraid of spiders. The more legs, the merrier, I say.
This one doesn't have any legs at all, so it's terrible.
Useless, legless spiders.
Nope. Nope. What's the worst thing of the shadow you have heard of?
Mostly spiders.
Okay, multiply the worst spider by 20, and...
A
you might get-
20-legged spider. 160 legs.
Okay, just forget about the number of
you-
legs.
I look at Galadir and go,
It's dangerous.
do you really want to give?
So I don't think you really understand. But we did our job. What was our arrangement again? Was it half of the treasure?
This treasure? I
Yeah,
believe
you-
I said I
you
couldn't
father's-
pay you.
But I thought we were. Oh, I thought you were gonna pay us to clean it out, and we could
That's
keep
the other,
half of it.
That's the other
What
guy.
I said. It's the other guy. But he said we could keep half the treasure. Wait, did he actually say that? It's a pretty good deal. Anyways, we did. Yeah, here's some of it. I take out my 20 gold, or my gems worth 20 gold.
James,
And show
what
it to
are
him.
you doing?
Just ignore him.
He's making a fanfic of flippin' Hearthstone Blizzard characters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Uther from Hearthstone. Anyways,
So
so you take your gold and you kind of just put it on the table.
yeah.
You also have the bag that belonged to his father.
Wait, the bag that belonged to his father?
Garrick does.
Oh, Garrick does.
I'm contemplating this one because I don't like this guy.
So, Uther, we certainly don't want Ongar to have any access to the mine either. Because for a man to want to take from his own nephew is bad enough. We don't want him mixed up with the bad that's already going on in that mine. So there's no way that he's getting this deed. But
Trevor,
I cannot
Facebook
say
message.
enough that it's incredibly dangerous.
Most mines are dangerous. I honestly have no want to go up there. I just didn't want my uncle taking all of my family's relics out.
Good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Deed is yours.
I want a stealth check or a sleight of hand check for that, Garrick.
Okay. Sweet Jesus, nat 20.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
no.
my.
You pour them into your bag and you pull out an empty bag.
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, you said to empty out the
Most.
gems from your bag. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you poured most of them out of your bag and you pull
Yeah.
out literally like a quarter full bag.
Yeah. As I pull it out of my bag, this was we found this with the deed. This was your father. It has your father's name on it, and I hand it to him.
Okay, so he goes, my father's. It's beautiful, and he opens it, and there's like we'll say like 8 gems inside of it now because, yeah, he pulls them out and he goes, I guess I could pay you now, and he takes 2 and puts them in his pocket, and he pushes the other 6 across the table to you guys.
Nice.
I take the 2 he gave me, and I slide them back to him, and said, "Listen, you're going to need this if you're going to try to take that."
You're so kind, sir. And he takes them into his hands and he goes, I do have something else that well, I don't know how useful it'll be. And he goes like under the desk and he pulls out this little pouch and he brings it up and he opens it and he pulls out these 3 octagon shaped dwarven coins. And they have a big U on the front of them. And he goes, most dwarves who own tinker shops have machines like mine. Mine doesn't work. But if you find someone who does, he might accept your coins. Give it a try. And he pushes 3 of them across the table.
What would the machine do?
That's up to the machine.
Cool.
Side note, this is so cool. It's like the unique currency that's in every video game that gets you access to premium items.
And you didn't even have to buy a loot crate.
No loot crates.
Thanks, EA.
So,
Okay.
thank you.
Yes. Oh, he also pushes Joey's 20 gold back. He's like, you found it on your adventure. It's yours.
Snag. Also, do you happen to have any old keys from your father? There were some dwarves inside who said that they were guarding the treasure. And they made it out from the wraith.
He kind of like touches his chest and then pulls a necklace off. And he goes, maybe it's this. And he hands it to you. And he goes, I have no use for it. I always thought it was to the shed. But I never opened the dang thing.
Thank you. I'll let you know if we find anything.
All the best to you in your shop.
You too. Thank you so much. If I could do more, I would. And
I look back at him and I go, listen, absolutely do not go in that mine without, like, lots of armed help.
okay. And he turns around and starts tinkering again.
Nice. So I book it back to the inn and knock on Ding and Dong's door. No, what's
Done and gun.
Done and gun. So knock on their door and try to get them to open up. Wait, no, I have the chest. What am I doing?
Yeah,
I
no.
run back to the tinker
It's
shop.
also it's your room too. You guys
Also,
all rented
I never
a room.
left the tinker shop. I just took
Okay,
out the
good
chest.
talk.
I forgot I had it with me. So I open up. Open it up.
Yep, and then you open up the one inside.
Try the key. It
Yep,
works.
it fits in. And
I
it
open it.
you turn
I
it and
release
it,
an evil into
it
the world.
clicks and it opens. And so this chest is kind of interesting. It has a glass circle in the middle. In the middle is like a cylinder. And then around the cylinder is a glass, like almost like a bowl, but it has a cover on it made of glass. Get what I'm saying? And it's glowing blue. It has the water of the purest spring in it. And in the middle, on the cylinder, sitting inside of a little carving in the middle, is a very it's not really ornate. It's very dwarvish looking. If you picture something that's ornate and dwarvish. So it's big. And it has like a big solid stone on it. Ring.
Cool.
And as you look at it, you have no idea what you're really looking at.
We should get this back to Dun and Gun.
Okay. So we're gonna see you go outside. It's getting like late now. And as you travel back to the tavern, you can tell that it's nighttime, but it's darker than nighttime, and it seems chillier than you would expect it to be. And you get back to the tavern, and you're going up to go to your room. And as you come in, there's nobody in the tavern except for the barkeep and 2 men sitting at a table. And as you go upstairs to your room, we're gonna see you guys like ate first and stuff, right? Like you came back from the tavern, you sat down, you had a meal, stuff like that. You didn't just go straight from Uther to there because yeah.
I'm hungry.
So as you're going up the stairs, you go to turn into your room, and in your hallway is Uther. Like it's almost like he beat you upstairs. Like he ran to where your room was. He's frantically looking for you, and he goes, "You cannot go in here." And he pushes you guys, and he says, "You need to come with me."
What?
And he goes, "Quickly, now." And he tries to push you into like the hallway that you came up, because like, so what it is like the tavern has a bar and then it has two staircases like this, right? So he grabs you guys and he like drags you down the staircase on the other side to go back down. And as you get downstairs, you see a faint fog starting to roll in from the door on the other side of the tavern. And he opens the door, like throws it open, and wishes you guys outside. And he goes, "It's not safe in there. I'll show you somewhere." And he takes you to another building that you imagine must be his house, because it's just some building in town that he has a key to. And you go inside, and it's pitch black inside. And he closes the door behind you, and he locks the door. And he lights a candle, and there's two other people in the room. It is not Gun and Done. It is two people sitting against the fireplace with cloaks on. And they say, Uther goes, "They're not going to, they're not, okay, this looks bad. Okay, it probably looks really bad. Because, like,
Draws
Gun and Done.
sword.
well, can you?" And one of them, like, sitting against the fireplace, goes, "Do you have any idea what's in your hands?" And the other one, who's shorter and gruffier, and you can
the gemstones.
What?
I kind of back into the corner a little bit, thinking about the gemstones I have in my pack.
The other one goes, "Obviously, they have no idea what they have. If they did, they wouldn't be here with it." And they go, "You'll be safe here tonight, but tomorrow we must move. It hunts you now." And actually, you guys don't even need a perception check. You hear a screeching, like you heard within the mine. And you hear what sounds like an immense amount of violence coming from where the tavern was. Almost like there was a tavern brawl going on, even though you know nobody's there.
It's Lord Sauron.
Sauron.
Oh, that's no bueno. It's those two random guys. They're just having a really big fight.
But done.
What happened to them?
They're probably dead now. This is going to be weird. And one of the men stands up, and he grabs the rug on the floor and throws it up to reveal a trap door, and he opens it, and he goes, "We're going to sleep down there."
Okay, that's probably the least weird thing that's happened to me today. You say this is going to be weird and reveal a trapdoor. That's like way down there at number 34 on number of weird things that have happened
Like,
in the
it's
past
not
4
even
days.
talking, man.
It's not even talking! Oh, I'm lightheaded. That made me weak. Oh my gosh, it's not even talking.
I go down through the trapdoor.
Okay,
do
so
I.
so did the two men, and Uther like closes it on top of you, and you can hear him rolling the blanket back out. And they light some candles downstairs, and you can see that it's almost like
Interesting.
it's almost like a hideaway. There's cots. There's like not cots, but like bunk beds built into the walls. There's some like trunks. There's a few like mundane weapons down there. There seems to be some rationing for food. And the first man takes the taller man takes his hood off and he goes, "I'm Elgast, a ranger from the north. This is my traveling companion, Hadhood." And Hadhood takes his hood down, and he's a pretty scruffy looking dwarf. And they go, "You've opened up a can of worms. Hopefully we close it."
I closed the box. I think it's been closed.
Yeah. And with that, you guys rest for the night. And we'll pick up next week. Because we're going on to like hour 3 of playing.
Successful meme stream.
Oh, the meme stream! So yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for watching. If you're watching later on YouTube, drop us a like, a subscription, a follow. Follow us on Twitter, OxFailMage, on Facebook, OxFailMage, on Instagram, OxFailMage. We post whenever we're doing this or playing video games or hanging out or whatever. Because we do that a lot. Play a lot of Overwatch, League of Legends, Hearthstone. Lots of fun games.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. But
James wants us to keep playing.
I know James wants, I'm so tired though.
Same.
Yeah, I've got it.
During the intermission, my wife went to bed and has been trying to sleep this whole time.
So next week will more than likely be Friday night again, I think.
That's likely.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so
We'll figure it out.
another thing is if you guys have ideas for cool items, weapons, useful items that you've played with other campaigns, something you've made up, something you've built, send them to me. Message me on get at me at Twitter, get at me on Facebook, message them through Twitch, whatever, and let us know. I'd like to incorporate your guys' stuff into the campaign, and that'd be really cool. Also, if you have a Twitter, we have a hashtag Lord of the Rolls. That's the name of the game we're playing. If you tweet about us, retweet my tweets, or tweet about us like, "Hey guys, come watch Lord of the Rolls. We're playing tonight," or "We're going live tonight," or anything like that. I'll take your name and try to incorporate it into a character in the game because that's cool, and you get to like forever be a piece of the game that we're playing.
Woo!
But yeah.
No, James. No dragon egg.
No dragon eggs, James. We've been over this. So yeah.
I think those would be worth even
more in this, yeah.
than they would.
Yeah, that's our game for the night, and I'm glad that you all came and hung out, and or you're watching this later on YouTube, and I'm sorry that this outro's been so cringy, but I love you and goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.